just USA. So we could really dig into numbers here today. It would absolutely blow your mind. $100 billion industry globally that we're sitting on top of here today. So we've got some great speakers we're going to see as they come on the call here today. I am excited to be. I feel like I'm like the co-captain today because we got the real captain up here, Nina Moore, who's going to speak to you today. So I'm gonna help kick this call off and get some of our great speakers moving and shaking for you here today. But Nina Moore is a very special guest here today as well. You'll hear from her, even though it says Mike and Brandy. We're kind of logged into the same accounts. We could record this for everybody. Again, if you are just joining the call, now's the time. Host a watch party, tag last minute your team. If you have any guests that you want to tag, let's do that now. And one of the things we want to share with everybody today, is the importance of your why. Okay, for 2020 and beyond, for you and your family, every single one of, I don't care what part of the world we're in, we're all human beings. We all want more. Whether it's time freedom, financial freedom, we want health, we want more time with our kids. Some of us need more time away from our kids. Some of us want to bring our spouses home. We want to travel more. All these reasons, building relationships. Look at all these amazing people on this call here today. You heard from various countries, Mexico, Norway, and I'm sure a lot more. We haven't got to everybody on the call. So, this is a movement, okay? This is a culture of growth. You're going to find that out today, and you're going to hear a lot of people in a very short period of time. You're going to hear some powerful stories today. And I'm going to encourage you to sit back with an open mind, listen deliberately to what they're saying, okay? Because this can have a major impact on your future in many different ways. And notice what I said before. I just want you to kind of remove money from the equation right now, because that's a side effect of growing as a person in life. And that's what attracted me to this business. And I'll tell you my short story before we get into our first speaker, but I was fortunate coming back from a deployment while I was in the Marine Corps to be sponsored into my first company by my brother. I was in my early 20s. I was young, but what I loved about that situation for me was it was an opportunity. I dropped out of college after 7 days. I didn't have much of a resume. I went into the military, obviously, to serve my country. But for me, I saw it as an opportunity to move forward in my life, to do something. What I fell in love with was the personal development, was being around people that were moving forward, being around people that were positive. They were influential. Okay, they were helping me become a better person. If I was going through a tough time in my life, they weren't kicking me when I was down. They were building me up. They were trying to get me past and over that hump. And I fell in love with that. And I created and cultivated relationships around the world. You're talking 24 years ago. I've been doing this a long time. And those relationships, I can't even put a value on. I value that more than anything, because these are families that I've broken bread with in various cities and countries across the world. I know their children, they know mine. And what do? We help each other become more in life. And I'll tell you, that's what this industry is all about. A lot of people, they get excited to do well and get recognition and go to the bars and celebrate. What we do is we do well and we go right to the books. Okay, we learn more. We are not experts. We're constantly growing. If you look at some of the most successful people in the world, okay, in this industry, they are God-fearing. They are moving forward. They never stop learning, and they build people. They don't build a business. They build people. So that's what we do. And I want to introduce you to some amazing people today. In fact, I think what we're going to do, Nina, let's kind of jet down to Mexico real quick, because I saw Rodrigo. He looks like, and he's a really good friend of mine. I met Rodrigo and his partner, Alex, through a 24-year relationship of mine. And what an amazing success story. These two entrepreneurs out of Mexico, well, by the way, Rodrigo, if you ever saw the Netflix show, I think it's on Netflix, called Money Heist, he looks like the professor. This is going to hit you like a ton of bricks while you're watching. But Rodrigo and Alex are full-blooded entrepreneurs. These guys have opened a country on their own, and they're leading a movement of people and personal growth. I can't even tell you, it's hard to explain. But Rodrigo, I'm sure we've got you unmuted by now. Why don't you share, why do you love this industry, okay, and why did you choose It Works?
Hey, Mike, thank you for inviting me to be here. I'm very, very excited. Well, first of all, I'm like a serial entrepreneur. Since I was in college, I just knew, regular employment, it wasn't going to be for me. So I started all kinds of business. I had a farm, I had a bar, I had a restaurant. I mean, all kinds of stuff. And and when I was introduced to network marketing, it just blew my mind because um, it's the only or the best way to grow your income at the same time that you grow your relationships and your personal growth. I mean, there is no way that you can become successful, like big successful, without personally growing. And that's awesome because other industries and normal jobs you cannot do separately, right? So you're like a general manager or a CEO or whatever, and then you start trying to have a life, right? So you can see that separately. But in network marketing, I love that it's just a lifestyle. So as you look for growing yourself in physically, emotionally, spiritually, and everything, you start to attract people like-minded people, and you grow with everyone. And that's the best way to grow relationship, new friends. I mean, network marketing, I met my other half, Itzel, and I wouldn't know her without MLM, so it's amazing that you can find a way that there's not just a single goal. You just live different, and start meeting people, and grow yourself, as long as you help others grow as well too. So it's amazing.
Oh, that's awesome. And you and Itzel have almost as large of a blended family as Brandy and I. So I know if we put
Yeah.
these teams together, we'd have a couple football teams. But, Rodrigo, why don't you share, you and Alex, you guys made a decision to join with It Works Global, and one
Yes.
of the fastest growing, largest companies in the industry. Uh, what was the peak of that decision? Your decision here.
Yeah, well, I've done network marketing before, but I had like a uh, you know um, like a timeout for 3 or 4 years. I can't remember well, because it just didn't make sense to just do this for money, right? So but when Alex introduced me to this opportunity, I saw not only a good product, so easy to sell, and that's very important, because the easier it is to move a product that actually the people actually want, that actually need. That's first thing. Then the pricing point, it's awesome, but then you start to seeing the back of everything, and you find the Pentecost family. I mean, it's amazing leadership, the vision, the heart. They lead not by bragging, right? They lead by helping others and lead by example. And you have an amazing team like Mike Potillo. I hope we can hear from him in this call also, because he's like the biggest mentor that I've had in a few years now. He's amazing, and he's so open. And like you guys, this team, everyone, you guys are amazing leaders, and you're not like the stage on achievable, unreachable guys, that you're just very open, and are happy to share everything that you know to everyone. So that culture, and the fact that whenever we go to attend to an event, an It Works event, you don't see like hired rock stars, public speakers, that they're not in the business, but they just want to motivate you. You see on stage women of every possible age, of every possible race, of every country, sharing how they looked for a post on Instagram, and they thought, why not me? This girl is making extra money. Why not me? This girl is looking, is improving the way he looks, the way she feels, and why not me? And when you see those stories on stage, and with very girls very successful, but sharing with so much simplicity and humble, and I mean it's awesome. When I start seeing that kind of leadership culture, it's amazing. I was instantly in love. And they also have everything else, a great pay plan, great products, great everything. And besides the opportunity to be a part of expansion in product lines and in countries, it's once in a lifetime. I mean, I'm ecstatic with this opportunity.
Well, we are very proud of what you guys are doing down in Mexico, and you guys are leading the charge of personal growth and freedom and everything. And it's awesome, Rodrigo. You guys should be very proud of yourself, and we appreciate you being on this call to be one of the speakers to share your story. So thank you. And we're gonna come up from Mexico. We're gonna jump into Tennessee. We're gonna talk to Chad Neller here in a second. Really good friend of mine too. Actually, Chad and I, we were kind of working together in a company. We didn't even realize it many years ago. And Chad's got an incredible story. For him and his wife Jeree, they have become extremely and wildly and phenomenally successful in this industry. Raising a family, coming from I would say not perfect conditions. I mean, Chad wrote a book, Finding Happy. And he shares the story of his life and, certain aspects of his life that he had to kind of struggle through and climb through. Personal growth was a major reason that he succeeded. So, Chad, do we have you on the call? I saw you on here earlier, but we want to get right to you. You have Chad?
Can you hear me okay?
Yeah, we can hear you, man. Thank you for coming on here. And we love your story, and we'd love to hear today why you and Jeree are in love with this industry and why you chose it works.
Definitely. Well, I guess I kind of just grew up like pretty much anybody. I went to the typical type of schools and got the basic information and, learned that I probably needed to go to college and learn how to write a good resume. And somewhere along the line, someone said something that really caught my attention. They said about 10% of about 90% of the population works for the other 10%. And I was like, well, how do I learn how to be part of the 10%? Because I haven't learned anything about that. At least the schools I went to, they didn't teach you anything. I mean, the most we got was how to balance a checkbook, and how to go apply for a job and maybe get into a decent college. And kind of like you, Mike, I was just like, I don't know if college is for me, and ended up going into the military. And I went in for 3 years. The first time when I came out, ran into an old friend I worked at McDonald's with, and she'd gotten married. And they invited me over to their house, and they kind of like the old school recruiting technique. They handed me some magazines and said, pick out my house and pick out my boat, pick out my car. And I was like, that one. And then they said, how are you going to get that stuff? And I said, I'm not. I'll never make enough money to get that stuff. And they said, well, what if we could show you a way where you can make extra income? And I said, of course. And they showed me my first company. And once I learned about leverage and once I learned about residual income, I was like, I have to have it now. Like, now that I know about it, I've got to have some. And so that was the first company I kind of learned a little bit. And then company number 2, I was in company number 3 with you, company number 4. And I was kind of like, I'm focused. By then I'd got back in the military, became an officer. I was like, I'm going to focus on my military career. And then a friend of my wife, and I'd never heard of It Works. Like, this was 2012. They'd been around for 11 years. I thought I knew something about something in the industry, but I'd never, ever even seen the name It Works Global. And so when my wife said she wanted to try some of the products and that if we liked the products, there was a business opportunity attached, it caught my attention, and I was like, okay, should I dream one more time, And so I'd always just loved the industry. I love the transformational aspect. It's the only place I know of where you can come with nothing and you can become something. That's where I was. I mean, I was my life, I was starting over at pretty much age 30, you know, and had to learn all this stuff, right? Ran across 2001 is when I first heard about Jim Rohn and personal development and read How to Win Friends and Influence People, all books that came into my life because of this industry, Think and Grow Rich, and all these classics now, and even John Maxwell and Robert Kiyosaki and all those guys. And I started consuming all that. And I think the biggest thing that got me is when someone said, if I would change, then everything would change for me. And I knew this was the industry where I would get around people who had already changed, and it was in their best interest to guide me how to change. And so I love the freedom that we have here. I love the idea of online franchising where I'm not tied. You know, if I could go open I could go like buy a Starbucks, you know, or go Chick-fil-A or whatever. We could go do that. But then you're locked, you know, you're kind of locked to that position. And here, I love that we can be on an airplane on our phone, or we can, you know, just be doing business wherever we are, in this concept of business and fun and ministry at the same time. Like, I try and explain that to the average person. They look at me like a deer in the headlights, because I'm like, I don't have to like stop working to start having fun, or stop having fun to start doing ministry. It's like all encompassing. I mean, today's my anniversary, but yet I'm here because I love this. And if one person can hear what we're talking about, and we can flip that switch and turn that light bulb on like another person did for me, then it's worth it. So I love the industry. And when it comes down to companies, I tell people all the time that It Works is an anomaly, because It Works just has all these little 1%, you know, these 1% or tweaks. And, you know, there's just, it's the I didn't know that I needed this company before I found all the other companies I was in. You go to events, you gotta get all dressed up, man. You gotta shave, you know, you gotta put on a suit. You know, I had to go out and buy some new shoes. I was like, this isn't me. This isn't me. And It Works is come as you are. If you want to wear a suit or a dress, good. If you want to wear shorts and just show up with your t-shirt on, good. It doesn't matter. You show up to stuff, there's people with flip-flops, right? Normally in Florida, so flip-flops is kind of the way to go anyway. And I love that working this as a couple. And when you look at I think one of the biggest things for me is just Mark and Cindy. When you peel back the curtain and you see where they started and what they were able to accomplish, and their story is a constant motivator. You know, I think of when Jim Rohn says, through testimonials and personal experience, it's possible to design and live an extraordinary life. You know, and I love that, because Mark and Cindy are the ultimate example. I mean, they were school teachers. They got involved in a company first. They were successful in a company. They started It Works. Their first 3,000 people quit. So, I mean, that just teaches us about perseverance and never quitting and keep going. And now there's this massive, amazing, thriving company. And I love that we're not ever going to be publicly traded, because then, you know, if you're the owner, you're motivated more by the shareholders, and you have to look at the bottom line. I mean, these guys, Mark and Mike and Pam and Cammie, they get in a room and they say, how can we help more people win? How can we put more dollars in people's pockets? And I love that, because it's just a different philosophy than a lot of businesses, which is how can the business make more money and we pay the people less money, right? And that's not how it is here. So this is just it's a transformational company. And like you were saying earlier, you don't go to the events and have these motivational speakers that fire you up and make you dependent on them. This is like, hey, how can we change people? How can they leave different and go out and be successful? So we've been here for almost 8 years now. I'm excited for the next 8. And it's just been a great, great ride. And I can't wait to see what happens next.
Well, listen, you got an awesome story, and congrats to you and your wife. And 16 years, right?
16 years.
Awesome. And anniversary today, and your beautiful family. So we appreciate you jumping on the call, Chad. I mean, I told you guys, this is a lineup today. You're all in for a treat. And I know it's going to be a little bit of your time today, but I promise you, if you just kind of digest what is being shared with you, it's going to make a huge difference. I'm excited to jump to our next speaker. Not at the very top of the company, but right there at the top, Mike Patillo. Mike and Tiffany, I met actually back in the early 2000s. I met Mike and Tiffany at my first Jim Rohn event, and we've been friends ever since and cheering each other on throughout life. But Mike and Tiffany, you know, they started their career in the industry. They built a life and a lifestyle within the industry in the field. You know, prior to Mike coming to corporate when you look at ItWorks, he's the chief sales and strategy officer, but a really good friend of mine and also to many people around the world. What I like about Mike is Mike's a driver. Okay. Mike isn't a guy who talks and talks. He goes out and he does it. You know, he's a doer, he's a mover and a shaker, and he's been very successful and influential on this field. But, you know, to hear it straight from corporate, we've got obviously some more exciting speakers coming up too after Mike, but let's hear it straight from corporate. Mike, what's happening in the ItWorks world? The buzz is on. People are talking about this all over the world, and this company is just breaking records, man, changing lives and breaking records. So, Mike, we'd like to turn the call over to you for a little bit, share why you guys are involved in the industry and what's happening here at ItWorks.
Well, Mike Lemire, thank you for having me on today. Great to see a lot of familiar faces, some new faces. I loved hearing from Rodrigo and Chad. I mean, just great leaders, good friends, great friends for many, many years. Rodrigo and Alex being newer friends. And I see so many other faces on here. I know I'm going to leave out some names, but just solid people that are going to be sharing from their background. And what I love is that ItWorks is made up of a whole host of people. You know, we say we're one team on one mission, and that one team encompasses all walks of life, all backgrounds. I mean, you name it, it's in here, and we are a big family. And that's really what attracted me almost 10 years ago to ItWorks. I was in a position as an executive owner of another company, sat down with Mark and Cindy Pentecost, my wife and I did, and it always starts with the people, right? A lot of companies have good products. Some have great products. A lot of companies have good compensation plans. Some have great compensation plans. But if you don't get the people right, none of the other things matter. So I always start when I'm looking at an opportunity, whether it's network marketing, investment, it doesn't matter. You better look at the people that you're going to be around, because the best contracts in the world aren't worth the paper that they're written on if the right people are not leading from the front. And that's what it starts with. Really, at that time, the company was 10 or 11 years old, and it was exciting to see what the company had done. Started by networkers, for networkers, to go out and gather other networkers that gather other customers. And when I look at network marketing, let's just talk turkey for a second here, right? Network marketing is pretty simple when you take all the hype, all of the claims, all of the lifestyle, all of the pictures, all the stuff, scrape it away. You gather customers that buy your product, the end user, and you gather other people to find customers to use your product. That's it, right? That's network marketing. Somebody's going, well, Mike, it's leadership. I know it's leadership, but I'm saying to get paid in our business, you got to gather customers that move product and gather other people that want to go gather customers to move product. And that's how everybody gets paid. It's like Uber, right? To get paid in Uber, you got to get a ride. You got to go from point A to point B, or you don't get a check. You don't earn money. That extra supplemental income, you have to do a little bit of work from point A to a little bit of work for point B. You can say the better attitude you have, the more talkative, the better conversation, everything gets you a better rating. I agree with all that. But in network marketing, don't ever forget, it really is the simple act of taking some action for people getting supplemental income to move some product to an end user customer. So when you take everything away, and I like to simplify things, it starts with the people. And then it goes to the product. You better have a hot, sexy product. Now, a lot of people look at ItWorks and they see a lot of women having tremendous success that have never had success in network marketing before. And that's true. And I love that. And they crush it, and women rock, and it's amazing. And it opens up so many other demographics to go out after. That was like the first 15, 16 years of the company that was dominating. A lot of people, when they see it works, when I saw it works, that's what I saw. And sometimes people see that and they go, oh, that's not for me. I'm not a female. I don't know about that product. What I saw was an amazing business model that women wanted, right? What do women want is that, $1 trillion question in the world. ItWorks had something that women wanted and that other women wanted, and they went out there and they created amazing business out of it. And over the last few years, we have continued to evolve in that model and make that even appeal to more people. but also now we've came out with products that not only women want, but that are daily consumable, like coffees and teas, that couples want, that men want, that young people want, that old people want, that networkers want. Because at the end of the day, you better, in all the noise of the world going on with our families and our jobs and our lives, we better have something simple to talk about and for people to be able to experience quickly, because we're competing for those, 86,000 something seconds a day, right? We're competing for everything else going out there. So what It Works does, we in the US, we keep it real simple. We got a great product that it's coffee. It's simple, it's affordable, it's coffee. And people can try it, they can use it, they can experience it, they can get a result, and they can make a decision very quickly. Is this for me to try? Or is this for me to use and get other people to try it? And we've got a great compensation plan that goes with that. Here's what I love, Mike. I try to keep this real simple because I want to hear some of these other stories. I look at It Works from my 20 years in direct sales. It's really all that I know. I mean, I dropped out of university to get involved in this type of business 20 years ago. And I've been in it ever since, never doing anything else, never having another job, never having another position. I've been in network marketing in some facet, whether it be distributor, employee, executive, owner, leader, consultant, you name it. I've been in all these walks of life in network marketing. And what sets It Works apart is the simplicity that we approach the model that we've already talked about. We don't complicate things. You won't see us go into a lot of details because we know that people want to make some supplemental income. We give you the ability to do that by offering simple products that people want. When you have a company that pays you on time every time or early, you have a company that delivers products to your door, that does the right thing throughout 20 years of business. We're not on trial anymore, right? It's not, does it work? It works. And what appeals to me the most right now in the moment that we're in, 2020 with It Works, when you take a lot of excitement in network marketing, what gets a lot of people going is the idea of a startup. Now, why is that? It's to be first, right? It's to be first in a market, first with a product, first, right? The idea of being first is very attractive. The problem with being first a lot of times that there's a massive amount of risk that the company may not be here a year from now, 2 years from now. That's what happens with many, maybe even the majority of direct sales companies that are, whether they're started by a hedge fund, a corporate type mentality, or a network marketer. The reality is very similar, that they're going to go out of business in 2 to 3 years. No matter how exciting, no matter how great their system is, no matter how much money's backing them, no matter how innovative the product is, that's what happens a lot of times. And then you take the flip side. You go, well, I don't want to risk that because I don't want to risk my credibility. I don't want to risk doing it again, right? We've all been there where it's like we thought we had it and then all of a sudden that startup wasn't there. So then we look for the stability over here. But the problem with the stability company, what happened? Well, kind of boring, not very exciting. Everybody in my family already has tried it. My friends already know about it. And it doesn't have the sizzle. It doesn't have the excitement. It doesn't have the urgency that most people want and need when they go out into a business. What I find with It Works from my personal experience. Now, I know some of you are like, well, you're the CSO of the company. Of course you would say this. You can think that, or you can feel what I'm saying, that being a 20-year-old company gives us that stability to know that it works. Our products work, our comp plan works. Obviously, our corporation works. We don't have tons of turnover. I mean, I don't know. I think one of our executives has been here a little bit less than me. So you're looking at an executive team that's been here 5+ years, all the way to 20 years. So you got leadership that sticks. There's a reason for that, right? That's not normal in traditional business, much less network marketing. I've been here almost 10 years. But we have that excitement, that sizzle, that sexiness of a fun, young startup in many ways. This product is brand new. We're constantly coming out with things to give you reasons to get into a market with a lot of urgency and a lot of excitement. And we've not broke into so many other demographics here in the United States, much less globally, like Rodrigo had talked about. We just recently expanded into other markets: Mexico, Korea, Japan, Philippines. We're in business in Europe. We're open there, but France is the dominant market that we're in. So you've got the opportunity to touch Canada, Australia, New Zealand, and use social media, use your sphere of influence to do business around the world from the comfort of phone, right? If you're home like I am right now, you get the comfort of phone in your home. But as long as you have this, you're now connected. So wide open opportunity around the world, brand new into markets with products that are sizzling and exciting, with compensation bonuses that find something that's better, send me an email, right? I don't have those debates anymore. Like, I just don't buy it. There's a lot of stuff out there. A lot of it's window dressing. We pay a lot of money every single week, every single month. So if you're out there looking, you can see that, yeah, most people are going to make an extra supplemental income. But if you've been around a while and you want an opportunity to come in and earn a lot, we've got an income disclosure statement that shows you black and white what people earn at every single rank, and you can see what's out there. But what I'm talking about is more excitement of timing, right? You can go to itworks.com/IDS and see the income disclosure statement. But right now, where we're at as a company with timing, it's exciting for us because we are continuing to expand our countries, our demographics, but we're extremely focused on a simple product, a simple system with great people behind us. So Mike, I'm excited. I mean, 2020 has definitely thrown, I think, everybody curveballs with being home a lot more and working differently. But I don't know that I've ever been more excited about a second half of the year than I have right now, because we're in so much momentum. I mean, we are up in loyal customers, up in distributors, which means up in paychecks.
That's all. You know, Mike, I got to go back to conference real quick. We do have some amazing speakers that are going to follow you on this call. But you and Mark, you know, made it clear at the conference that 2020 was the beginning of the next big run. You know, and that's always exciting to hear. It's more exciting when you're with a company like this, but, you know, to witness that happen, no matter what's going on in the world, and really just staying focused on that plan, and to see everything you guys have done as a company has been phenomenal. And we all appreciate you, and we appreciate everything you're doing. And, you know, you built the company for 10 years now, and you're more excited today than you ever have been before. So that should tell you, if you're a guest here, when that person that called you today and said, hey, you got to get on this call and meet some of these people, they thank them, because they're inviting you to a big party before the actual party begins, right?
Well,
so thank
Mike,
you.
I'll say one thing. Today's Thursday, and we're always doing special things. So each of you that are on here, even if you're brand new, you know, we've put this week an extra $150,000 in bonuses on the table for anybody who grabs 6 loyal customers. And with a product like coffee and tea that's simple, it's affordable, it's fun products, like, it's never been easier to get customers, and it works. And I would encourage you, that pot is dwindling down very, very quickly. So what I would do is make sure you're getting your customers before Sunday at midnight, or before the pot of money runs out. So just exciting things like that we continue to do in addition to the regular compensation plan and bonuses.
No, that is exciting, Mike. We appreciate you guys doing that. We've had so many people earn that on top of their shopping spree, on top of, you know, and that makes people happy. I mean, at the end of the day, when somebody joins, you know, something and to build their part-time fortune, to have fun, you know, we want everyone to be happy. And you guys do such a good job of rewarding people. So we do appreciate that. Keep that going. We should keep that going, man. Well, we're going to vote right now. No, I'm just kidding. Now let's jump down to Texas. We got some really good friends of mine, and Mike and Nina and everybody on this call here. I'm going to go first to Tracy Fisher. Let's jump down to Tracy. And, you know, Tracy and I, much like Chad, you know, we were involved with the same company many years ago, you know, so I've known of Tracy. I've known him indirectly, but what a legend in the industry. Him and his wife, Kay, just amazing people. And Tracy, we can't thank you enough for jumping on the call here today. And I'll tell you, like I said, guys, we got a lineup. I mean, this is awesome. We're not going to be that much longer. We still have some amazing speakers. So, you know, it's not too late to host that watch party or tag someone But Tracy, how are you today? We'd love to hear why you are in this industry and why you love what you're doing here at ItWorks.
Hey, Mike, can you hear me clear?
Absolutely. What's up, guys?
Awesome, awesome. We're great. Happy to be on the broadcast this morning with everyone. And then you're going to have me follow our coach. You're going to have me follow Mr. Mike Patillo. That's not good, sir.
There was no order today, man. I'm just winging it.
No order. Okay, got it, got it. Listen, guys, my name is Tracy Fisher. It's an absolute pleasure being a part of the ItWorks family. I want to give you a little bit about my background, guys. My professional background is in the insurance profession. My wife's background, of course, is in accounting. And so we were working our way, both of us, over 23 years now. And we've been a part of the profession. And we were working our way up the corporate ladder, both of us. And only to realize and only to discover that the ladder that we were climbing was really leaning up against the wrong building. And so we were a very young family at the time. We had 3 children. Today, we're very blessed. We have 5 kids. We have 6 grandchildren, Mike, 6 grandchildren. So I can relate to you, man, having that a blended family, right? And so we have 6 grandkids. Number 7 is on the way. And so that's why I love the profession so much. It's done so much for us just over our career. But I will tell you, the reason why we love network marketing so much, we love the profession so much. And I was introduced by a good friend of mine many, many years ago. And I was in the telecommunications arena. So that's why I was really able to really relate to Mark Pentecost, the owner of the company. I was really able to relate to his story because he was also in telecommunications at that particular time. And so we spent 10 years with that company, did well. We had great friends that we had developed along the way. And that's why I love the profession, because you get a chance to personally grow. We tell people all the time, in our professional, this is about personal development. And so your income will never grow to the degree that you're not willing to grow. So you got to be constantly willing to grow and develop in the profession. And so that's what we're able to do here. Another thing I love about our profession is the fact that it's a low risk. We're talking, I know for our company, we're talking $99 for a person to get in. It's not that much, but in this climate, I know for some people it's a stretch, but there are ways that you can get it done with no money out of pocket. And we'll show you how to do that as well. And so the skill set is going to determine your level of income in our profession. Now, here's what I've learned many, many years ago. Being an African-American in our profession, I was always taught, Mike, that you have to be twice as good as everyone else in order for you to win in a major way. I was always taught that, going in corporate America or what have you. But what I've learned about network marketing is that it really does even the playing field out. So what happens now is it's your ability to grow as a leader, your ability to grow and learn new skill sets is really what's going to determine your success in the profession. And I liken that to, if you look at the NBA, National Basketball Association, if you look at the NBA, these are highly skilled professionals. There's only about 350 guys that have made it to the National Basketball Association. However, there are millions of people around the world that dribble a basketball. But yet and still only 350 people have made it to the level because the universe is going to pay you for your skill work, your skill development. And so these are the highest paid athletes in their line of profession. Well, in our line of profession, it's about your ability to perform, your ability to learn new skills. And the more skillful you become in this profession, guys, the more income that you can make. Now, why did we choose, after 20 plus years of being in the profession, why did we choose ItWorks? Because here's what my thought process was. ItWorks is a great company. I knew it was an incredible company, did millions and hundreds of millions of dollars in revenue. But personally, I couldn't see myself rapping women. My wife and I, we've been married for over 26 years. And I couldn't see myself. So when my sponsor, Mr. Jared Wilkins, when he told us about the opportunity, September of 2018, I said, man, ItWorks. When I had a chance to fly there to the home office and I looked at that building and it said ItWorks on the front, I was like, no, I don't think this is going to be it, Mike. I don't think this is going to be it. But I remember meeting you. I remember meeting Mr. Mark Pentecost, meeting Mr. Mike Patillo. And it's something I think someone said, I think it was Chad who said something about the culture here. You can wear flip-flops. And I'll be darned if we didn't see Mike Patillo dressed with shorts and flip-flops on. I was like, whoa, this is it. I love it.
Every day.
Every day, guys, shorts and flip-flops. Here we are in Florida, shorts and flip-flops. And I said, you know what, this is it. And here's a few things that I love about our company. And I'll pass it back over to you, partner. Number one, the leadership here is proven. They have experienced leaders, but they also have leaders that are newly developed leaders in the profession. And I'm talking 2 and 3 years that's making incredible income, but they've learned some skills that are utilizing social media that really takes us to a whole nother level. And we're excited about that new skill that we get a chance to learn. Another thing is our compensation plan is not on trial. The amount of success stories in our company is absolutely amazing. So the comp plan, it's not on trial. They pay us on time, even before, just like Mr. Mike Patillo talked about. And then, of course, we love the fact that we have real customers. These are not fly-by-nights. We have people that enjoy, they love, they marvel over our products every single time. So our customers are absolutely real. And I want to pause and make this point real quick. My wife and I, we're with the insurance company called Farm Bureau Insurance. Mike, 15 years ago is when we signed up with that insurance company. We met the guy, Alan Inman, one time. One time is when we met him. But yet and still, he always sends us thank you cards on our birthday, on our anniversary. He sends those thank you cards. That means he's getting paid every single quarter, right? Every quarter on one customer. And so that thought process of having a loyal customer in our business, where we're getting paid month after month after month based on our ability to service that customer. Guys, I'm amazed at that. And so we're excited to be a part of It Works. I love the faith-based culture. And as I close out, I went to our first convention back in, I think it was early part of 2019. On a Thursday night, guys, watch this. On a Thursday night, we had worship service. Yes. But guys, we've been a part of companies in our career where you couldn't even say the name God. You couldn't say the Lord. You couldn't say that in that culture. But in It Works, it starts at the top. We understand the direction of our company. We understand who's leading the direction of our company. And so I'm grateful to be a part of a faith-based company and incredible people that we get a chance to lock arms with, like yourself, Mike, and Miss Nina and Chad. So many great people that we get a chance to serve with every single day. So I want to turn it back over to you, partner. Listen, I have planted my flag. After 20 plus years, this is what I've been looking for all my life. I've planted my flag where It Works, and we're here to stay. Back to you, partner.
Now, that was awesome. You guys are awesome. Your story, it's like infectious, the energy, you can just feel it. And you continually see that. I mean, for those of you that are guests on this call, I hope this is just, we're softening the beach landing. You haven't seen anything yet, right? And I love it because this is what it's all about. From Rodrigo in Mexico to Chad in Tennessee, and Mike Patillo, who's a key part of the company, to Tracy and Kay. And I'm also going to be, we got some strength in Texas right now, so we're going to go down to Perry Beasley. Perry, do we have Perry on there? I can't see, guys. It's a glare. I'm not going to complain about the beautiful sun though today. So I'm just assuming that Perry, you're on this call. I'm going to call you out real quick to so you can share your short testimonial as well and tell us why you decided on It Works. By the way, if those of you that are listening, if you add up all the years, all of the speakers on this call have in the industry, we're at about 150 years right now. I mean, that's awesome to think about today. So Perry, welcome to the call. Love to hear from you.
Mike, can you hear me?
There he is. Okay, I can hear you, man. Hey, thanks for jumping on the call here today, Perry. You've been around the industry for a long time. Why I love this industry, and why did you choose It Works? Can't wait to hear.
Okay, first and foremost, thank you for allowing me to speak on this platform, just to share my story. And my background, I'm a former government administrator. I've been in the industry alongside of Mr. Tracy Fisher for that same 20 years. And I'm also glad that he went before me, because I didn't want to go behind Mike Patillo either. But I'm used to following Mr. Fisher because he's my sponsor. Okay. But when I got into this industry, I mean, this industry has the American dream written all over it. Okay. Freedom and a pursuit of happiness. There's no glass ceilings, and, hard work is paid off. And, I'm a social worker by trade, but helping people is very important to me. I mean, you get a chance to meet like-minded people. I mean, the friendships are so special, the friendships that you meet over time. I mean, true success is when you got time, money, and helping people. I mean, the philanthropy of helping others is definitely prevalent in this industry. You can just call me a philanthropist, okay? Because most jobs, they have that 40-40 plan. You can work, 40 hours for 40 years and get a retirement, And, even nowadays when people retire, they do what? They go back and get another job or part-time job or what have you. And most companies will not even allow you with the downsizing to even make 40 years. But this industry, what I love about it, it speeds up your rate of making money. Okay. This, the industry, you can actually give yourself a pay raise on a job. I never forget, I was talking to my niece and she wasn't too favorable about, joining the business and everything. And she had her doubts and what have you. And I remember sharing with her, I said, well, think about this. Go in on your job. She's in the medical profession. Go in on your job, ask your supervisor to give you a $200 raise in the next 30 days. Can you do that? She said, no, I can't. But that's what I'm trying to tell you. What the beauty of this industry, you're allowed to control your own raises. You can give yourself a raise. We got people here making $200, $300 and more, at their own discretion. That's powerful. Look, I don't know of any investment vehicles that'll pay you that type of interest in 30 days. So that is truly, truly amazing. And then again, imagine apply the principles and the rules of this industry to a job. Just apply it. I mean, could you imagine on your job every day being Saturday? Could you imagine on your job you can wake up in the morning when you're through sleeping? It's unheard of. You get a chance. Just imagine if you worked on your job, hiring your friends, your family, your wife, your mom. Well, that's too much control there. You might not want your wife and your mom on your job. But anyway, you get what I'm saying, okay? You get where I'm coming from. I mean, you don't have to call in sick, no vacation. So I love this industry. I've been in it 20 years. It's been very beneficial and blessed. It's been a blessing to me and my wife, Mike. So why it works? I'm not gonna wait on you to ask the question. Okay, why it works? Okay.
Well, you had a little pause there. There was a hiccup, but you're back now. So,
okay.
But yeah, give us your reasons why you chose ItWorks. I mean, you've been around the industry a long time, and we're just building up a wealth of information from everybody today. So we're loving this. So, yeah, why did you guys choose ItWorks?
Okay. ItWorks kind of chose us too. Okay, it went both ways. I mean, all the positive things I said about the industry is prevalent and it works. Okay, you have an opportunity to really excel and do some wonderful and powerful things. But my story is that I got a chance to go visit the home office, and I was totally just blown away. I mean, it was modern. It was like a Silicon Valley. I mean, smart people everywhere. I mean, the culture, the atmosphere was excellent. Got a chance to sit down and pick Mark Pentecost's brain and where he's coming from. The things that I liked about him is that he was a coach, first of all. Okay, because I love coaches. I love coaches, man. With my sports background and whatever, I can just connect and relate. And being a former AAU coach and everything, so we just hit it off real well. And he expressed some very powerful points. The company's debt free. Mark is a family man, and he's previously worked in the field, so he understands the field's our outlook, distributors concern and what have you. He's very approachable and everything. And I've been in the industry, as you said, over 20 years, and it's just taught me certain things to look for, and they were all prevalent with this company. First of all, the leadership of Mark Pentecost, and it was and Mike Patello. I mean, Mike is my guy. Okay, he's my guy. And the products, modern products, with alkaline properties, keto-based products, nutritional health, skincare. We have high quality products. And the way I see it is at mid-range prices. And people don't mind spending mid-range prices for products that work, with products that, give you a result and everything. and the retention rate on the customers is remarkable. And my experience also taught me what to look for in the compensation plans. Okay, and when I observed It Works comp plan, I noticed that not a lot of companies have the upfront money. Okay, the upfront money. And you're talking about the fast start bonuses, but they don't have the back end money. Okay, and some companies don't have the upfront, but they may have the back end, which is the residuals. Okay, but when I saw an It Works comp plan, they had the upfront money and the back end money, and lo and behold, to take it even further, which I've never ever seen in any company in the 20-year span that my run I've had in the industry, they got the in the middle money that with the diamond bonuses to infinity. I mean, who does that? I mean, so I've been retired. Last month was my 1-year anniversary of being retired, and It Works. And the comp plan is just so great, and we're blessed. And it's amazing to be going through this pandemic. It's amazing during these times and what we're going through, okay? And the timing is right. The timing is right, because this company is on the verge of just doubling in size right now. And that's when you want to get involved with a company when the growth rate is there. We haven't even felt like we even hit critical mass yet, okay? So we're excited about it, Mike, and I want to thank you for bringing me on.
Absolutely.
You're on point. Mike's on point. I mean, the company's on point. So I'm in. And like Mr. Fisher said, we in it to win it. Okay, and we found a home. So thank you very much, sir.
Well, Perry, we appreciate you and your success, your history in the industry, and for choosing this company along with Tracy and Chad and Rodrigo from Mexico. And guys, I was not kidding when I said we were softening the beach landing. You ever been in the fourth quarter or something and you're kind of getting tired and you're like, man, and then somebody says, hold on, I got one more thing. And that's the best thing to wrap up your day. It's the best thing that you needed to hear at that time. So, and everyone on this call would absolutely agree with me when I say, hey, we're going to save the best for last today with Mrs. Nina Moore. And the reason why, okay, is because she's not only somebody who deserves, that type of mission, because she's very humble, but she came into the company and moved so fast. And people like me, I couldn't even see her dust. I mean, that's how fast she moved. Became one of the fastest growing, fastest presidentials. But most importantly, I'll tell you what I love about this woman and her husband and her family is that she's got a big heart. And I know this because she works with my better half every day. It doesn't matter what time of the day, and it doesn't matter who you are in the company. She's just an amazing mentor and person. And I wanted her to share a little bit of why she chose direct sales and why she chose It Works. This is going to wrap this call up in a bow for every single one of you. And this is why you don't stop those watch parties. Don't stop tagging, because this video is not going away. And so without any further ado, Nina, I know that you have control. So I know you're unmuted and we're on the same line, but we want to turn it over to you, Nina, and please just, share from your heart as you always do. And by the way, we woke up at 6 a.m. together this morning in Australia, didn't we? We started our day off in Australia with some awesome entrepreneurs, but want to turn this call over to you to close and wrap us up.
Well, thank you so very much, Mr. Lemire. And, I was sitting over here like, wait a second, I'm the only girl on this call. Wait a second. So I got to bring the heat for the ladies, but I'm used to it, ladies, because I am the only girl in my family as well. I've got all brothers, so don't worry, I'm okay. I was feeling a little bit intimidated for a second, but then I was like, wait a second, Nina, you got this. You got nothing but brothers. And so I want to thank you for the lineup has been incredible. Not only did I have to come after Patillo, I had to come after all of you guys, right? And so I am Nina Rochelle Moore. I'm currently serving as a presidential diamond out of the Ardmore, Pennsylvania area. And I am a wife, a mom of 4 children, a 32-year-old, 27, 21, and a 6-year-old, a grandma of a baby girl that's 3, she'll be 4. I love life. I'm a worship leader, former hairstylist of 27 years. And I've been an industry professional. I joined in 2008. I joined the profession of network marketing, but I've been an industry professional since 2014. and there is a difference. I hope you heard what I said. I joined the profession in 2008, but I became a professional in 2014 because I joined in 2008, and I came into this profession kicking and screaming. I said to myself, oh, that's a scam. Oh, that's fake. Oh, it's a Ponzi scheme. Oh, it's a pyramid. And you know, I was so ignorant. That's really what it was. I was so ignorant because I didn't even know what I was talking about. You know what I was doing, Mr. Lemire? You know what I was doing, Mr. Beasley? I was repeating what I had heard other people say. Oh, it's a pyramid. What is a, you know, and I thought about it. Pyramids are the strongest standing foundation in the world. The pyramids in Egypt are still standing. Hello, somebody, right? But I listened to people telling me it's a Ponzi scheme. Oh, it's a scheme. It's a scam. And what a Ponzi scheme is when you invest money into something, you know, like those blessing looms that are out right now. Oh, invest $500. You're going to get back $1,500. Lies and deceptions. Because if one person doesn't put their money into those looms, you don't get anything. You don't get anything. That's what a Ponzi scheme is. When you invest your money into something and you don't get anything in return, anything tangible in return. Well, I was so ignorant that when someone invited me to this meeting in 2008, as a struggling hairstylist, because that's what I was struggling to make ends meet. Now here's crazy, Mr. Lemire, I opened up a beauty salon. I was married once before. I opened up a beauty salon. It cost me almost $20,000 to open up that salon. Guess how long it took me to recoup that money? I still haven't gotten it back. And so, you know, I made that investment. It was a huge investment with a huge risk. I hope they're hearing what I'm saying. I made a huge investment. I had a huge risk, and I never ever recouped that income. Never. Right? And certainly people are saying, well, why would I join network marketing? There's no guarantee that I'm going to earn any income. Well, there's no guarantee that you're going to breathe in the next hour either. There's no guarantee. Life is not guaranteed. No, we can't guarantee anything, but I was also not guaranteed to make my money back when I opened up that salon, and I never recouped it. It was a huge risk. Here's the other thing I thought about. You know, when you start a traditional business, certainly anybody can go and start a traditional business, but you also have all of those overhead issues, right? When you start a traditional business. And when I started to really open my mind to the ideal of network marketing, I said, wait a minute, low risk, low investment. And I don't have to worry about if there's something wrong with the system. I don't have to worry about when products need to get shipped out. Well, it's like drop ship. It's like Amazon on steroids. Hello, it just made sense. But in 2008, someone lied to me to get me to come to a meeting. I was voluntold. I get to that meeting and I see what it was, and I was so negative. Like I was so negative that you could probably feel the negative ooze like running off of it. Was like probably like streaming off of me. And I sat there in the meeting like this. Like, no, they didn't invite me to one of these things with those people. And here I am now, one of those people doing one of those things, right? But I was angry. And what I realized, Mike, is I was angry because I was ignorant. I was angry because I didn't understand. But my circumstances in life led me to that place where I was broken. And what I realized about network marketing is that it's a personal development plan disguised in a compensation plan if you do the work, because no, it's not easy. So we're not saying, oh, it's a magic, wave your wand, join, boom, you're going to become we don't even talk those. I'm not talking to you about millions because maybe your finite mind can't even conceive that. But what I learned is that this became an extension of my ministry. You know, what I was doing behind the chair, all those hours I slaved behind the chair, when I did earn income, Mr. Lemire, it was for my household. It was for me and my household. But what we do now is we impact the world. We impact the nations. And that's why you see Norway on here, and Germany on here, and Mexico on here, and the Philippines on here, and Australia on here. Because with the power of social media, and now that we have this platform through social media, we're able to reach out and touch somebody's hand in Norway, in Germany, in Italy, in the UK, in Philippines, in Japan. We're able to reach out and touch their hands. And thank God for technology, because we're able to now spread the word and utilize platforms like this to share our vision and our mission. We decided to unite as one and run. And so when I heard about It Works Global, I said, oh, absolutely not. I'm not doing that. No. It don't work. That's what they and them had said. Once again, out of ignorance. Once again, I don't understand. I don't understand the concept of those rap things. I don't know if let me keep it 100. I don't know if they're going to work on black skin. I don't think those raps work. I said those ignorant things. I said those things. And I didn't even give it a chance because of what I had heard from other people. So there's somebody that's watching right now that you've heard some negative things from other people. I want to ask you a few questions about what you've heard from other people. Would you trade bank accounts with that person that you heard those negative things from? Those things that you've heard, the people that you've talked to, have they actually ever had success in network marketing? Why are you listening to them if they have not? So those things that you've heard from other people, have they had success in any business? If they have not, why are you listening to anything that they've got to say? See, I'm not willing to trade or to accept information from anyone that I'm not willing to trade a bank account with. I'm not. And there are some people that are just negative because they never want to see you win. But all I knew was that when it came to network marketing, and when I looked at the people on the stage that said that they had come from, some of them from jail, some of them from Yale. And I'm a teen mom. I had my first son at 15. I had no degree. I had my talents, my skills, and the fact that I could touch and impact a person's life. And I utilized that to run with it. I didn't know everything about a comp plan. I didn't know everything about a product. No, what I utilized was my talents and my skill, the ability that I have to impact people's lives, right. The ability that I have to share information. That's what I utilize, my talents and my skills. And so maybe you don't understand everything about comp plans. Maybe you don't have a big network. We could show you how to build that as well. Why I chose It Works was because of the culture. The culture is so thick here, you need a hacksaw to drill through it, to slice through it. And you don't find culture everywhere. Oh, certainly you can get products from any company. Oh, certainly you can. Oh, absolutely. But now that we've got a product called coffee that we lead with, and I never even have to explain coffee to anybody. I don't have to talk about where the sun shines down on the coffee beans and where it comes from. And I don't have to talk about that. It's just coffee. It opens the door. Our keto chai tea, it opens the door. I don't have to explain. It's tea or coffee. Which one do you like? Oh, you don't drink either? Do you have skin? How about that? Right? Because we've got something for everyone. But what we have to offer you beyond a product, beyond a comp plan, is culture, family, unity. See, we got your back. And I'm going to tell you something. There have been times that we'll get on the phone and we think we're getting ready to talk about business. And the next thing you know, we're in tears and we're in prayer. Because at the end of the day, beyond when all the other stuff fails, right? If a product couldn't get shipped not because of the company, but because of whatever else might be going on, the calamities around the world, right? What we have at the end of the day is we've got this. We've united as one so that we can run. And guess what? I've been in several companies, several. Never, ever have I found what I have found here. And It Works. And that is culture, real culture from real people that even right now with the things that are going on in the world, They're not choosing to sweep it under the rug. They're not choosing to let's not talk about it. No, we're talking about the race issues that are going on. We're talking about the division that's going on in the world. We're talking about it. And they're asking the questions like, how do we help? How do we fix it? We're not running from it. Because, yeah, you know, all lives matter, no Black lives matter. And we're talking about that. But we're open. We're now with people, with a company from the CEO on down. They're not afraid to even tackle the hard things, the hard places. And so just like Mr. Fisher said, just like Mr. Perry Beasley said, just like you've heard from Mr. Neller, just like you heard from Mr. Patillo, just like you heard from Mr. Lemire, and then me, the only girl, we've planted our flags. We've planted our flags, not just because a product works, not just because a compensation plan works, because people, we're in the business of people. We're in the business of enhancing people's lives. We're in the business of becoming a better version of ourselves. And what we find is if you're not having success in network marketing, is because you have no desire to grow as an individual. Your business will never grow any bigger than you're willing to. And so I'm excited that we can do a simple thing over and over and over again. If you're coachable, trainable, and teachable. And if you're a networker and you're watching right now and you haven't had success, if you're a networker and you're watching right now and perhaps you, that's a cute little rap company, you know, you didn't consider us over here. If you are watching and you've been watching, you need to get up under the hood. You need to see what really makes us tick over here. Because guess what? I am certain of some things. Is it works perfect? Nope. Nothing in life is perfect, but it certainly is better. Now I'm gonna send that right back to you, Mr. Lemire. Thanks for having me on the call.
You're awesome. And I love your energy and enthusiasm. And you know what? It's interesting what I was thinking about when you were kind of wrapping up there. You know, there was some people I talked to a year and a half ago that have been involved with 2 or 3 other companies, and they're still looking for a company. So, you know, the reason we wanted to talk to a lot of networkers today is because we know many people are looking, no different than we were. And the fact that you now have heard some amazing stories, all different walks of life, and straight from corporate with Mike Patillo, the CSO, and he's got his own 20 years of experience. So a couple hundred years of experience and a message that, you know, this party is about to start before the real party begins. It's timing, it's positioning. It's like the sleeping giant, you know, it's waking up, right, all over. And you have a chance to make a decision to be a part of it. So, you know, I take this seriously. Thank the person that invited you on this call. You have no idea what they've done for you. Even if you just choose to be a customer first, or you take a good look at this business, and as a lot of our mentors taught us, build your part-time fortune, have some fun, and grow. The last thing I want you to think about today is that if anything, you've come to a place of growth, and we all need it. Okay, we need to become a better person. We need to become stronger. We need to get rid of some of those bad habits. We got to go out and get healthier. We want to surround ourselves with people that are moving forward, because that's how you get ahead. And that's what this group is all about, this family, this culture. So
It looks like Mike is
Hey,
frozen.
hey.
All right, so we're going to say thank you so much for joining us, you all. It's been an amazing afternoon. I know that we kept you a little bit longer than we expected to, but it was necessary, right? And so make sure you share this. You can go back to our pages, start a watch party, making sure that you're tagging people that you want to see this information. And then, you know what? Ask them, what did you like best about what you heard? Let's get your questions answered so that we can get you started right now. All right, everybody, thank you for joining us. God bless you and have an amazing day. And don't forget, you are great. Bye.